Hey, look, not to toot my own horn, cause this ain't like nothing super crazy, but I think your man JG might be a genius, Slim. Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Juan Gotti talking sports. You know what it is. Shout out Juan Gotti talking sports.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and Shawty is the winner. You can tell that Shawty love again now, she's confident.
So Terry McLaurin official contract details are out, and let's just say I felt like money, like I got the money, because I hit the details right on the head, especially with the guaranteed money. But per Diana Rossini, the contract details goes as this: $87 million in base value, $44 million guaranteed, and $30 million on a signing bonus. The deal also includes reachable incentives, and that's where I was with the guaranteed money, right around that 44-45ish. I said it's guaranteed. I know a lot of other people that I was talking to was saying you maybe 60, because if you take into account that his last he's playing on the last year of his deal this year, so technically it could be 4 for 120 if you want to look at it in that aspect of things. But I was like, that's a good point, don't get me wrong, but I think if this was a 2-year deal, I could see it being as such. But since it's 3 years and you have that extra year to spread out more money, 45 million guaranteed, that sounds about right. That's basically half of almost of the contract, because initially, as we know, it's 3 years, 96, and this is perfect. Like I said yesterday, I feel like this deal was great for both sides, and Terry McLaurin getting 32, and Adam Peters and the front office able to work out a deal to where Terry McLaurin is tied for 6th highest paid receiver in the league. Like, he's not getting crazy money to where he's resetting the market or he is top 3 paid. No, he is tied with 6 other receivers for $32 million a season, with the AAV. And that is such a steal, because you think about it. I get he's 30 and whatnot, but you think about it. Next year around this time, he's probably going to be at the bottom of the top 10 list, or maybe even on the outside of the top 10 list in terms of highest paid receiver. Because think about all the receivers that are going to be wanting to get paid after him this upcoming season, and imagine they're going to have leverage because they're younger. A lot of the biggest things that they said for Terry, for him not to have the leverage, was one, his age, and the fact that he was still on a contract for this year. So again, it works out for both sides, because with Terry, he's one of the first receivers to be able to negotiate a contract to this magnitude as a 30-year-old wide receiver, and to get $32 million for your work at your age. And again, I hate talking about 30 like it's just old, but again, this isn't something that we're used to seeing in terms of the magnitude of this money. And with Adam Peters, you're able to finally get this deal done, and it also works out in your favor, because now you don't have to worry about paying him 35, 36, 38. And I remember Ben Standing, his word takes a different, value nowadays, as he seems to be hitting it on the head. He came out with a tweet that said Washington was south of 25, and Terry wanted to get, around 35. So it was this $10 million difference. And I said, you know what? If this is true, I see exactly why Terry McLaurin was upset. I see exactly why he came to that Eastern Motors shoot and said what he said. Because you telling me you feel like I'm only worth a $2 million increase? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? I'm Terry McLaurin. I've been holding this franchise down for years. I have done things in this franchise that has never been done, that hasn't been done in years, setting a franchise record when you had nobody that wanted to support this team or had fans of players of this team, I was that guy. I've been through it all. And that's a slap in the face if you think I'm only worth $2 million of an increase. And for Terry, I wholeheartedly get it. And that's where I start to think, like, hold on. Do we got to start apologizing to Buddy Baker? Because a lot of people were down his back, including myself. I was all over like, this agent may not be no good, man. But at the same time, he is an agent. And with Terry's negotiation tactic and his agency and everything and Buddy Baker, what if Terry didn't want 35? What if that was just his way of negotiating to get the number that he truly wants? If you know anything about negotiations, you know you don't go in with the asking price that you truly want. You go in high and then they come down to more of a reasonable range, but whole time that's truly where you want it. So what if 32 is the number Terry truly wanted this whole time? What if it was that for this whole entire time? It wouldn't surprise me. Because as I done said, this whole entire offseason and this whole entire contract drama is Terry doesn't seem like that kind of player that wants 38, 35, 36. He doesn't seem like that kind of player that's going to want to reset the market. He's a team first guy. In regards of Tom Brady, I only make this comparison. Like, you know how Tom Brady took pay cuts, did everything he had to do to win. Terry, to me, is that kind of guy. Obviously not as successful as Tom Brady. No one will probably ever be. But, I mean, in terms of the mentality. Like, yeah, I got this chance to become the highest paid player. I'm just using that as an example, of course. But I'm not going to do that because I know if I take less, that can help us build a better team. That's who Terry McLaurin truly is. Not these reports of him wanting 35, 36, 37. That's just a numbers game. So what if whole time we thinking AP working his magic, trying to get the best deal for the team, and this whole entire time it was a play for Buddy Baker and Terry. It wasn't surprising because that's how negotiations work. That's how negotiations work. Now the only thing that I will say I can kind of see, I have and it's a bad feeling a little bit, but I kind of have this feeling that AP and them did truly offer him that low. Now, for me again, I get it's a business and you're a team and you want to get the best deal for your team, but it's like, dang, bro, Terry though, south of 25? No, I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm just glad it's done at the end of the day. I'm glad it's done. 3 years, $90+ million deal, 44 of it guaranteed. Can you imagine what that's going to look like when that hit his account? $30 million signing bonus for McLaurin, and that makes him tied to be the 6th highest paid receiver. So he still got 5 other players ahead of him in terms of highest paid receiver. And at this time next year, I'm more than certain this deal is going to look even more fantastic for Washington and Terry McLaurin. Now, let's talk about it as I had Lake Lewis Jr. on last night, and that video will be posted around 12:45 today, so check that out. We had a great discussion, talked about the 53, talked about McLaurin's deal and expectations, and that's where I want to go for this video, kind of give you a teaser. Expectations have changed for McLaurin. Terry's no longer allowed to be 1,096. 1,100 is cool, but it's like I still need more, right? We no longer can talk about Terry McLaurin and this coaching staff not getting him involved, right? No longer are we accepting catchless first halves, targetless first halves, games in which he's receiving 4 receptions for 42 yards. This man better be the vocal point of this offense, and he better have at least 8 minimum targets a game. I borderline want to say 8 minimum targets per half. But obviously, you got other mouths to feed. And I know statistically, for me personally, I want to see an increase of his stats. But at the same time, I have to scale it back and understand, Juan, we're more talented now. You got Debo Samuel, you got Jalen Lane, you got developing Luke McCaffrey, you got Zach Ertz still, you got a fantastic young running back that you're high on in Bill. You still got Jaden Daniels, who's dynamic with his legs, and he's always a threat to score himself. So when you peel the layers back, it screams maybe his production takes a dip, but I highly doubt that. I truly doubt that, because at the end of the day, this is still your number one. This is still your guy. This is still your superstar. This is still the person that you run this offense through. And that's why I look at Cliff and I say, Cliff, you better not have Terry McLaurin ISO'd on the left. Don't start that BS like you did last year early in the season. Remember, it took to him about week 4, and I called it out immediately. When Jaden Daniels was favoring Noah Brown, and we all had the questions, why the heck is Noah Brown getting more targets than Terry McLaurin? And I'm like, hey, y'all peeping this? Cliff got Terry on his left side only. Not motioning him, not using him for nothing else, not bringing him in for a jet sweep or nothing. He's just on that left side. 5 is right-handed, so he's more comfortable throwing to his right instead of far to the left side. So I need Cliff to be in his bag early and often. Move around Terry. Terry's at his best when he's isolated one-on-one with a corner, of course. But he still can do damage in that slot. He still can do damage being moved around. He still can do damage getting the end around, a quick bubble screen. Man, I need Terry to have a all-pro year this year. I know that may be a lot to say because there's so many talented receivers in this league, man. But that's the kind of expectation that I'm holding him to now. Now, of course, as long as we win, I ain't tripping. But you'll be a fool if you think these fans gonna be satisfied with 1,096. You know what I'm saying? Barely getting 1,000 yards again. And this ain't no shot at Terry. Of course, I love him. My favorite player of all time. But it's just the harsh reality of where we're at now. You're now tied to be the 6th highest paid receiver. You're now making over $30 million a year. So you daggone right, the expectations have changed for what we need out of you. Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, we sit roughly about under 2 weeks away from the home opener, and I cannot wait. It's going to be so crazy. It's going to be rocking. It's going to be lit. Just give me a Terry deep ball first play. I'm losing my ish in the stands. I'm going to be in section 213, so if y'all going to be there, I'm trying to tailgate live stream before the game. We lit, bruh. You give me one of them jumps, I swear, I'm Kurgan in the stands. I'm Curry. First play, throw it to Terry, bro. Just test it. I don't even care if it's a completion, but just show me. Yeah, show me. We coming to Terry. They got Deontay Banks out there, Cordell Flop. Ain't ready for Terry, Debo, and Jalen Lane, bro. Hey, bro, this offense about to go crazy, bro. Talk about speed. Talk about dynamic ability, and I can't forget my guy Noah Beasley neither. Noah Brown, get back healthy. Oh Lord, this offense about to be crazy, man. They better not let Bill go off. Cause if we get us a running game, oh man, our running game get good, they in trouble. Cause we already know we're gonna be dynamic through the air. We already know that's gonna be the case. Of course, Terry, Debo, Jalen, Zach, Noah B. Right? We know the offense gonna be prolific through the air. We ain't have a run game last year. So they better not let Bill go off. Because imagine Bill and 5 on a read option. Like, can you imagine? And I know a lot of people get scared when 5 run. I don't. I know he knows how to protect himself, and it's football at the end of the day, right? But can you imagine the next level of dominance a run game could do for this offense and do for Jaden Daniels and the run game himself, it opens up so much more having another threat in that backfield outside of 5. I can already see it now. Split backfield with Eck and Bill. C-Rod coming in, getting you a nice gain of 6.5. Sam kind of got that semi-burst to get through the hole like he did versus the Ravens. Man, I'm excited, bro. I cannot wait. I cannot wait, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a hell of a year. But there you have it. Terry McLaurin's full contract details is out now. He will be talking to the media a little bit later on today. I don't know exactly the time. But let me know what you guys think about this now that the full contract details have been released. $87 million in base value, $44 million guaranteed money, $30 million in a signing bonus. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. On the road to 11,000 subscribers. We greatly appreciate if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. You have a blessed one. Stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Never gave a ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.